Welcome back to the Real with Joseph Lamtman. I am Joseph Lamtman. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. And shout out to all the new subscribers as we celebrate 1K this week and all month long. We celebrate 1K subscribers. So shout out to all you guys. And yeah, gonna get right into it again. Here you can see here another film breakdown here with Shedeur Sanders. We're gonna break down some of the film here against his second official start against the San Francisco 49ers at home, as the Browns obviously lost. It was not a good day for the Browns. Special teams offense wasn't very good, and eventually the defense gave out. Obviously, beat on the field too much and put in bad spots as well. Mainly this game in particular. A lot of times this year the defense was put in bad spots because they were on the field too much. I think this game more in particular is they were put in bad spots from special teams blunders where the 49ers had the ball, plus territory a lot of the game. They were able to capitalize on a lot of those drives. So but we're not here to talk special teams today. We're here to talk Shedeur Sanders and the Browns offense. So let's get right to it. All right, so here we go. On the first play I have cut up here, you can see it's 1st and 10, ball on the 50-yard line. And this is going to be a nice play here for Shedeur. Nice. He's going to boot out left off a little play action. You can see here he's going to go out left, sets his feet, and hits Gage Lavardin for a nice 10-yard pickup right in stride on the money. And again, that's a great play there. Take a look from the back view here. And I like these plays at the beginning of the game for Shedeur. These are easier plays you can dial up, especially, rolling out of the pocket, booting out, to get the defense to bite here and to be able to create this chain reaction where they move, defense moves to the right. Gage is able to run around a defender and clear out in the middle of the field. And these are nice, easy passes for Shedeur, routine that he can make, get a rhythm going. And so I like that there to start the game. And I think this is a play, honestly, I wish they would call more for him, more of these intermediate routes, booting out left or right, mainly left. I like him going to the left. I think he's really good going out left, better than his right. And, these good pass there, good play call. That's, again, something I'd like to see more of. So obviously we all saw the thing on the sideline between Judy and Shedeur that went viral. Um, did I like Judy doing what he did? No. I think Judy should approach that a little different, man. I get you're in the heat of the moment. That stuff happens all the time. It's very common in football, obviously. But I just think understanding the moment and also Jerry Judy having the blunder he had last week in Vegas, and hasn't had a great season, dropping the ball a lot, dropping passes. He led the league in drops last year. I think he surpassed that number this year, if I'm not mistaken. So not a good year for Judy. Not all his fault, but he hasn't really done his part either. And so let's take a look at this play here. I think he misses Judy though right here. You see Shedeur's going to drop back. He looks and he flips out it rolls out going right, evades the pocket right, and hits or misses Harold Fana. But I think he misses Jerry Judy right here. I think this is the play where Shedeur, one area in this game I think he needs to do coming out of this game, from watching the tape from this game, I think he still needs to do a better job at is not keying in on one guy and stepping up in the pocket more. As you can see right here, he's looking down the sideline here. I believe that's Isaiah Bond, but he's got Jerry Judy running right here, and he misses him right there. Jerry Judy's open. And I think this is a play where Shedeur's got to be able to keep two hands on the ball, step up in the pocket, and deliver that ball right there. That's a first down. And that's a miss right there by Shedeur. That's one obviously where Judy's wide open. You got to be able to hit him right there. Might have got some yak out of that because obviously he's got the safety close in it. But even if he doesn't, that ball is right there. That's a first down. Take a look from the end zone view here. And you can see the angle right here from this view. And it's a clean pocket, too. I mean, that's one of the cleaner pockets he's had all year when considering how up and down his offensive line's been. I mean, that pocket's so clean. I mean, he's clean as John Candy in a candy store. He's so clean. I mean, look at this. If he just steps up right there, you see Judy's clearing out, and he sees him right there. You just got to hit him. Ball's got to be out. You got to hit him right there. That's a first down. So that's a miss there by Shedeur. And there was a couple times in this game where I think I got a couple more plays we'll get to where Judy was open and he did miss them. So I understand the frustration from Judy. But I think it's something like Shedeur stepped at the game. That's something that they're going to have to work out with more time and more reps, more feel. That one right there, I think that's probably one he'll want back because that's an wide open shot. I mean, you got a clean pocket. That doesn't get more routine than that. So that's one I think he'll want back. And that's definitely one he's got to make going forward. Now, this is a little bonus play real quick for you guys. This is not a Shedeur play right here, but if you guys have watched my channel going back to the preseason when I broke down film, I have complained and complained and complained about not only the blocking overall, which we know the offensive line issues this year, but the perimeter blocking by the tight ends and the receivers, especially to me, It has got to really improve. Obviously, you want to get receivers that can get open and catch the ball consistently, which we need badly. We got to identify that in the draft, but also guys who block. Blocking is another component of receiver play that a lot of people really overlook, but it's really important. And you watch Cedric Tillman right here. Some of the same issues I pointed out back in the preseason still. You can see right there, misses the block. Again, he gets tripped up by his own guy, but still, he was not really in position to begin with. Right there, he should be already sliding up and up. He could have been up through there, stepped over, and still got a body on that guy right there. Put a hat on number 25 right there, I believe 25. Yeah. And so it's little things like this. When you have a rookie quarterback, running the ball is very key. And they did run the ball, I thought, well early on in the game. I thought they kind of abandoned it later on, um, earlier than I would have liked. But, I think there's a lot of these plays this year, especially in the zone running. They've done a lot of this zone running from the gun. You can see zone here is not really pulling anybody. It's just man up. And a lot of times their zone running is not good because they just don't put the proper hat on people. Guys don't, bump off and go like right here. I would like to see posters get up to that middle linebacker a little sooner and create that alley. Right now, they should be sealed, so that alley should be right there. So imagine if Poachers put a hat on this guy and Tillman would have sealed that guy. Guess what? The cutback lane would have been right up the middle. But it's the little things like that where we just cannot. The perimeter blocking, just the blocking overall is just horrible. And that's something that's definitely got to be fixed and identified this offseason, especially with a younger quarterback. All right, so this next play here is second 11 on the 38-yard line. So obviously, second 11, you want to get some yards back. Let's take a look at the play here. He's going to miss Bond, or no, he hits Bond, excuse me, in the middle of the field. This is the play where he took a hit. Now, number one with this play, here's what I got on this play. I give Shedeur a lot of credit here for able to complete this pass. Staying in that pocket, tough. I like that. And able to he got the ball out. Was able to complete a first down, obviously. So first down's first down. I think moving forward, though, this is still a risky play because it's not always going to go like that. If you're going to stand in that pocket, you got guys closing in on you. Making this throw down the middle of the field where you see his arm actually gets hit, so the ball gets kind of wobbled. If you're able to see down the road with different defenses start seeing this type of play from the Browns on film, these safeties are going to start jumping this sooner, and that could turn into a bad situation where an interception happens. So, or you get your guy clothesline. So, I like the effort. I get it. It's a first down. I'm not complaining. I think I like for a rookie him staying in that pocket. But if you watch right here, Harold Fannon's coming out hot. I mean, he is wide open. He just throws it right up there. Fannin could probably turn up field and get more yards. Probably Fannin, the way he's running the ball this year after the catch, probably would have got to the 40. So if I'm sure, that's one where I gotta he can't lock in on just one guy. I think Shedeur, he's definitely locking in on Bond a lot. I've noticed that. I think Bond runs a lot of the deeper routes usually, obviously, because he's a faster guy, takes the top off of the defense. And that's what Shedeur was able to do in college with Jimmy Horn and Travis Hunter. I think it's a habit he's going to have to grow out of in the NFL because you don't have those two guys anymore, and you're not at the collegiate level in the Big 12. So I think right here, you got to be able to hit Harold Fannin. Harold Fannon's open right there. That ball should be out to Harold Fannin. That's the throw you want to make. This play right here is a little risky. And I think that extra second keying in on Bond was why his arm actually got deflected, which could have turned into a bad play. Luckily, it worked out for the Browns. And again, I give the kid credit for staying in the pocket, being tough, which I know he did that a lot in college, taking hits, but I don't question that at all. But I think right here, he's got to be able to step up, right, and just deliver that. That ball should already be out on its way to Harold Fannin, and that's an easy first down and more. All right, let's go on to the next play here. First play here, the second quarter now. All right, and the score here, again, they got the ball at the 31-yard line of plus territory. They're only down 7, so it's 7-0. Still a lot of, obviously early on, still a lot of game. You're right in it. And let's take a look at this play here. Now, he will complete this pass to David Njoku for no gain. So let's watch the play. You can see right here, he rolls out left. He just dumps it down here to Njoku, and they get nothing out of it. And so what I'd like to see Shedeur do better here, again, he's going to boot out left off of play action. So I like that. I like him going left. I like when they run more of these play actions. And I think right here, if he just stops right there and plants, if he's already flipped his hips, right, and he's got two hands on the ball and just lob this ball over the top out in front of Gage LeVarden. Gage LeVarden's wide open, right? So I think he's got to be able to get out of there quicker. I think he takes a little too long getting rolling out. You can see here it's kind of like a brisk jog, then he stops and just flings it out. He's got a guy in his face. I think he gives that guy time to charge at him, the end there. I think what he needs to do is roll out a little quicker, two hands on the ball, be a little more precise. You see the edge there extends. I think he needs to plant, right, keep his eyes up, and throw that ball out in front of Gage LeVarden. If he does that, that's another first down, most likely. He probably gets out this pass a 20 at least. So again, that's another play. It's a little details. I think it's stuff like that he'll pick up on with more reps, and more experience as an NFL quarterback. So, but again, I think right there, let's take a look from the back view here and see where his eyes were. So again, he's going to go under center. He's going to roll out. Okay, boom, takes the handoff. I like to see him get out a little quicker. You can see his eyes. His eyes are right down the middle right here, right where they're supposed to be. But I think if he's able, you see right there, he's not really in a good position. He's still setting his feet. I think he's got to get out quicker and set faster. If he sets faster, his eyes are down the field. He'll see Gage coming right here in the window, and he'd been able to lob that right out in front, right there. Right, that's probably right where he would have caught it, lobbed it out in front. He would have turned right upfield. So again, that's another one I think he'll grow on, learn from and move forward on, or hit and play that I think he will start to make moving forward. That's another one I think, another learning play for him, another learning lesson. That's a play you definitely want to hit the guy wide open. All right, let's go to the next play here. This can be an incomplete pass here to Cedric Tillman. Let's take a look. And he rolls out, then he throws it to Tillman. I think he misses Tillman right here initially when Tillman comes on the comeback. I would like to see Shedeur right here. Step up in the pocket. Step up right there. There's the clean side right there. Step up and deliver that ball right there. Right on the right shoulder of Cedric Tillman. So I think this is a habit I think he's still going to have to grow out of. I think he needs to step up in the pocket more and deliver that ball on time. Again, he's open right there. If he steps up even right there, he's still got him. Step up and make the throw. But he tends to evade right. He did this in college, and then he tries to hit the sideline here. Now, I like that he's trying to make something out of nothing, because right here the play is already over. He's open. It's too late. So, but he does try to extend, which I like. But I think that's one. I think this, when I watch this, is just more comfort. Honestly, I think this will come with more comfort. This is a hard throw to make. You can see he's on the far hash, so he's got to throw from the far hash to the sideline here, opposite sideline. So I think that's a throw he'll definitely have with more comfort. I'm sure when he goes back and watches the film, he'll identify that, and that's a play I think I expect him to make down the road. So again, I think the key theme so far is not just locking in on one guy, right? But also stepping up in the pocket, trusting your mechanics, and delivering the ball and get the ball out. Trust your receivers. But again, like he said after the game, he hit the nail right on the head. Trust will come more with repetition and practice, which he hasn't had a whole lot of with this group. All right, so here we go. You see 3rd and 15 now, ball on the 36-yard line. So obviously they're way behind schedule, but you want to get some yards here, pops to get back in field goal range, right? You want to get at least to the 30. And so let's take a look here. And you got to remember the wind was pretty bad this day. So I think 30 and in, feel better about kicking a field goal. So I think if they get to the 30 here, at least get some yards back, you can probably attempt a field goal. And he needed some points. You can see right here, he drops back and he looks right at Harold Fannin. I think he needs to hit Fannin right here, and that gets him right to the 30. And then what happens is he gets some pressure, and the line breaks down. He gets sacked. Joel Patonia got beat on the left side right there. You can see. And so right here, Joel gets beat on the move, and so does Cam Robinson. The whole left side got beat. But I think if I'm Shedeur right here, just get the ball out. If he's open, just hit him. I get he's trying to look. He tends to look down the field for the longer play, which I get. But this is a longer developing route. You're not going to have that kind of time in the NFL usually, especially when there's, you have an offensive line at that state, and teams are going to be trying to blitz more, run more stunts on 3rd down, especially 3rd and long. Try to pin you back, which they do right here to get him out of field goal range. So I think right here you just got to understand the situation, right, and you just get the ball out. Get the ball out right there, get it out, dot him right there, and let's get get to the 30, and let's bring out our kicker, Schmidt, and try to get 3 points out of that. So the next play here, you see they're down only 7-0 still, but watch Shedeur here. Obviously, I've been saying about stepping up in the pocket more, right? Well, he does that here. Watch the result, and I think he looks like a guy, like a rookie who's kind of started to get a little his feet wet, right? As he keeps going along. You can see right here, he steps up in the pocket, delivers a great ball down the field for a touchdown to Harold Fannin. And that's what you want to see, right? I think some of those plays I showed earlier may have not turned into touchdowns, but they would have been big gains. And I think it's all about him just being more comfortable, step up in that pocket, right? Getting the ball out. And a lot of that comes with more feel. Understand, you can see right here, he knows where Harold Fannin's going. And he has that comfortability and that confidence and awareness to step up in the pocket. And I know if I deliver this ball, you see he gets in the clean side, gets right where he gives him enough time to throw on the platform and get it out where it needs to Fannin to give him a chance. And that's great awareness there by him, great vision, and nice job by Fannin. Obviously, he's been a hell of a player all year, and his route running for tight ends it's unbelievable. He's a hell of an athlete, but you can see, and anytime he's got the ball in his hands after the catch, he's dangerous. But Shedeur does a nice job here. Again, steps up in the pocket, and look what happens. He throws a touchdown. I think that's something they need to. If I'm him, I'm looking at that play more and more and more after this game and going, if I do that more, and look back at some of the plays I missed where I could have stepped in the pocket and hit guys, I think he'll start to understand. Okay, it will come with more trust, more comfortability, but look at the results. What happens when you step up in the pocket, right? And I think this is something across the board for a lot of quarterbacks nowadays in the NFL. I think it's a poorly coached position nowadays, in my opinion, at all levels. I think it's the most underdeveloped position, or I don't say most under, but it's very underdeveloped compared to where it used to be. The coaching's not good. I don't blame the guys. You're just some of the most strongest athletic guys we've ever seen at the quarterback position, but they're poorly coached. And I think that's why the play, to me, is at an all-time low. But I think, with the staff here in Cleveland, Tommy Reese at least, I don't know what Stefanski, what his future is, but I think if they can get that right structure around him, have somebody in there that can continue lightening into these habits every day into him and helping him grow in those areas, stepping in the pocket, all the things that we've talked about so far today. I think Shedeur could do very, very well. And so you can see right there what happens when he steps up in the pocket, delivers a beautiful ball. He has really good accuracy, and good things happen. So here we go. I thought this was a pivotal play right here in the game as well. Obviously, the most pivotal play was them going for it on 4th-1 and having Fannin take the center snap, which I've already ranted about that on my show. Go check out our show from last Sunday, the post game. But yeah, it was something. But 3rd and 6 here, ball in the 41. Again, you're only down by 2, so you're very much in the game in the third here. And I like this play call here. This is a trail concept with the tight end. He's going to fall right behind Cedric Tillman. You can see here being a bunch. And I think what happens with this player, I think Shedeur he has the right read, but he hits Fannin too late, in my opinion. And because he hit him too late, he gave the linebacker time to close out and blow this play up where they weren't able to get a first down, all right, and ended up being an incomplete pass. I think if Shedeur's able to, he understands the play, your read key, right, is going to be this guy right here, these backers. So he looks, Tillman takes that guy, he's open. So if I'm Shedeur, I know I got Tillman's tagging this guy. He's taking him out of the picture. If he throws that ball to Fannin right now, Tillman can automatically turn, put a hat on him, and Fannin can run and get right upfield. I think the first down marker was right there at the 47-yard line. So right there, right? So he had plenty of time. He definitely would have got that first down, I believe, if he would have dotted him right there. So this is a timing play. Again, it's a read and react. So he shifts his eyes right there where he needs to be. I think right there, you just got to get the ball out. Right there. If I see this guy going with Tillman, right, Tillman's not open, I know the trail guy is going to be open. That's where you got to hit the trail guy right there. And so I would like to see him get that ball out a little quicker. Again, I think that's a timing play where it's got to be, you got to get the ball where he can get it in motion and on the run, right? That's what it's designed to do. It's, let's get it out in front of him where he can catch it and turn upfield and get the first down. It's a good concept. I like that play a lot. It's actually a play I wish they would call more of. But I think with Shedeur there, that's a timing play that I think, he'll learn more of with more repetition. So take a look at this. One of the last plays I have here in the third quarter. Again, you can see the play here, or the game is 10-8, right? 9 minutes and 6 seconds left. Ball at the 24-yard line. And Shedeur does a nice job here and this is a play they've kind of ran already earlier. We showed he's going to roll out left. So again, they're like booting them out left, setting them up. And he does a nice job here of getting the ball out. Judy's open right there. He does a nice job just getting the ball out on him, right? And they're able to get some yards out of it. So now, it's going to be second and manageable. So they're on schedule. And this is what I want to see more of. Just hit your layups, right? These are easy passes. You have Judy's open like that. This could be open all day, right? And that's what he does. He gets the ball out. He's open. Hit him now. We're going to get those yards. He can get out of bounds. Boom. And I like that. And I want to see really, this is for the offensive coordinator, Tommy Reese and Kevin Stefanski. I think they need to call more of that stuff, those efficiency plays. Like even that trail play I showed on the last play, that's a very efficient play to me on second, or third down and short, 6 yards in or whatever, maybe 7. I think that's more plays like that where you could scheme guys up, scheme them open, get your quarterback easier completions, right? And attack teams in space. I think that's something they need to do a lot more of and better at. But again, I like seeing that right there. And that's what you want to get your quarterback a rhythm. It's more stuff like that, which I think they haven't done as good enough job with a lot of the quarterbacks this year, but in previous years. But right there, I like that. Good job. Nice, efficient play. Now we're on schedule. So I'm not sure when that blunder happened with him and Jerry Jeudy on the sideline, the little argument they had. Um, if it was this play, I wouldn't be surprised. So let's take a look at this play here. Because this is a design play for Jerry Jeudy to get the ball on the right side here on the outside. So he's going to run an out route, and Fannin basically is going to be pretty much a screener. And the ball is designed for him to get the ball out to Jeudy right there, right? Throw it out in front and get Jeudy a chance to turn upfield. I get the play call. I don't like it this deep in this part of the field, this deep in their own territory, pinned down on the goal line. This is not a play call I would make for a rookie quarterback. That's just me, or most quarterbacks rather. But I think this might be the play. I could see Jeudy being upset thinking he was open. I don't think Jeudy runs the route very cleanly, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that, but he seems like he gets a lot of depth on it. This is a pick action play, basically. So, I'd like to see Jeudy already be breaking out now. Like, you use that space, which he does. It's not a bad route. I mean, he has a pretty good overall. He's always been a decent route runner, at least. So, at times when he's on, he looks great running routes. But he's just got to catch the ball more. But I think right there, yeah, it's. I don't know. I mean, Shedeur's already. You can see watching Shedeur. He's already evading out of the pocket to the right. He's kind of fading back, drifting, which is a habit he had in college, was drifting and fading out right. But I think right here, Jeudy gets it, breaks kind of not as clean maybe on the break, but he is open right there. I think that's a play where Shedeur's got to fire that. You just got to throw it out in front, fire that ball out in front, and I think that might have been the play Jeudy was upset with, because that's a design for him and he didn't get it. And you can watch his body language after the play. He's very upset. He's not happy, you could tell. So he's kind of moping around. He looks pissed. So I think that might be a play. But again, if I'm Shedeur, I understand why I'm not. I think this is a comfort thing. I think he sees that safety closing down and doesn't feel comfortable throwing that. It's not a position I would put him in as an offensive play call. I'll just say that. I don't like the play call in this position, this situation. I like the design, but not in that part of the field. Let's take a look at this last player in the third quarter I have. And it's going to be an incomplete pass here from Shedeur. So he drops back. He rolls out right. There was a holding call, so obviously they get a safety out of that. I don't think they ended up calling the safety. I think they didn't. They called a face mask instead. So it's face mask. Well, let's take a look at the play here though from Shedeur. So he drops back, right? I think him drifting, now your offensive linemen are holding longer than they want to, right? And that causes the face mask to happen right there. So I think if Shedeur was able to get the ball out quicker here, right here, because again, it's 3rd and 9, right? So you're pinned back. It's 3rd and 9. You got to get the ball out. You don't have time to piss around in the pocket here and dance around in the end zone because stuff like this happens. And you put your linemen, teams are obviously going to rush more. You can see they're sending 1, 2, 3, 4. They got another guy down here in the box. So I mean, they're going to rush. They're showing a lot of heavy blitz here pre-snap. Obviously, they're going to drop some guys back in disguise, but um, they do run the twist, the text stunt, which teams have been killing the offensive line with. But I think if I'm them, or if I'm Shedeur, excuse me, you got to hit Njoku right there. He's open right there, right there. You got to hit Njoku. Throw that ball. Step up in the pocket again. He's drifting backwards, which I don't like. You need to have cleaner footwork, right? Step up, step up, step up. That's all you got to do is just step up and dot Njoku. If he hits Njoku might have that first down because the line's right here at the 15. And Njoku's a guy, when he gets the ball in space, turns upfield. You can see his guy was actually beat. His guy tried to recover in the last second. He was already beat. He's got to be, if he gets that ball to Njoku's going to turn that upfield and probably get a first down, if I had to guess. Right there. The play worked. It picked up. I mean, Njoku's wide open. He's got to step up and throw that ball out in front of him and let him get upfield. He's probably plowing over that corner. I mean, David's a pretty big guy. He's 6'5", big dude. So he can run like a deer. So if I'm Shedeur, you held on to the ball too long here. You put your line in a position where they got to hold longer than they need to. We get a face mask, right? Almost at risk for a safety because you can see here when he drifts, that's when the face mask occurs. Then they throw the flag. So again, he kind of didn't help out his lineman there either. I think if I'm Shedeur, you got to just step up, trust your mechanics, and step up. Throw that ball to Njoku, let him get upfield. It's going to be a first down. So again, another learning lesson there for him. So I got a few more plays here in the fourth quarter, but I got a bonus play real quick too. I got 4 left, so here's one of the 4. Obviously, Shedeur went out the one play, and Dylan Gabriel had to come in. And let's break down Dylan Gabriel's play real quick. Gabriel drops back and just hits the check down, misses him. Not a good spot there. You want to throw the ball to your running back. And so it's, with Shedeur, I think he holds on the ball too long at times and drifts and doesn't step up. I think with Dylan Gabriel, the problem with him is he just doesn't let plays develop. He just gets the ball out and throws the check down constantly. And I think this is the same thing here with Dylan. You can see here, if he also steps up and just hit your guy right here, all you gotta do is just hit Fannin. But he tries to, let's throw out. I get what he's trying to do. I think he's thinking if I throw it out to Junkins up here, he can catch it in space. But he's a guy who, this has been a problem with him. He gets off stuff way too quickly, and he doesn't let the plays develop. Period. So like right here, I don't know what he's doing. He's wide open. Just hit him. All you gotta do is just hit him. He's open. That ball should have been out on his chest. Get the yards right. So now if he would have hit him right there too, it would have been probably, it's 1st and 20, which isn't ideal, but you at least got some yards back. And at least you're now in plus, you're over the 50-yard line plus territory, so you can now maybe do something different. But same thing with Gabriel. He gets off. He doesn't let plays develop. Gets off him too soon, and just tries to hit the check down. And same thing there. All right, so this is another play here where I think Shedeur misses Jerry Jeudy on this one. So let's take a look at the play here. And he's going to complete the pass to David Njoku for 4 yards here. So he does get some yards out of it, but you can see right there, kind of an awkward play. Let's take a look at it one more time. And not a throw I really like him making in traffic there, because Njoku to me wasn't really open. And I think this might have been the play, honestly, now that I look at it, because look at Jerry Jeudy right here. Right where my mouse is. Look at him right here. His hands. That is, why are you looking at me? And I got to be, Jeudy had a case here. Jeudy was open. And I think this is another example where Shedeur needs to step up in the pocket. All right. So he drops back. Boom. He doesn't step up. He just stands there and he tries to force it. But if he steps up in the pocket, he's got a clean pocket here. It's a clean pocket. That's one of the cleaner pockets that offensive line's given him all game. And it was a missed opportunity by him. I think right here, if I'm Shedeur, step up in the pocket and watch. Boom. If he steps up, Jerry Jeudy's breaking in the middle of the field wide open. I mean, he is wide open, right? And this is 2nd and 20, right? 2nd and 20. That ball would have got to the 35-yard line, and they would have been, Jeudy probably almost got the first down. So you'd have been 3rd and short. That's a play where he's got to, again, He's got to step up in the pocket and deliver that ball right downfield. Jerry Jeudy is wide open. And so I could see why Jeudy was upset. I don't like the way Jeudy went about it on the bench. I get it. You're frustrated, but he should have went about it a little differently, in my opinion. But right there, step up in the pocket, right there. The clean side right here. If he steps up to the right, back here, boom, up and right, up, right there. Actually, not even to the right. Just step up and just throw that ball. Throw a dart, a laser right down the field right here to Jerry Jeudy. He would have had him. Boom, step up. Gotta step up. He had him right there. The timing was perfect. The lane was open, right? Nobody's in the lane. The ball would have been right there, and he missed him. So I think that's the play really where Jeudy was pissed off. I think that play earlier on the out route, I think he was upset about when he missed him. I think this one here it really pissed him off because that would have been a deep shot right there. That would have got them, and again, third and manageable. But he missed him. He didn't step up in the pocket. And he tried to dump it off, to David Njoku. So I think that's another play where Shedeur, if I look at it, if that is the play that made him upset, I think Jeudy was right on in terms of the play. He was open, and that ball should have got to him. So let's take a look at this last play here I got, and I think this is another example. You can see there, he throws it late to Isaiah Bond. And Bond almost had it, but it's not an ideal play. But I think you watch Shedeur right here. Right, let's watch Shedeur right here. He steps up, but I think he doesn't pull the trigger. I think he runs out of there too soon. I think right here, if he steps up like he does, I think take an extra step. If he already right now, that ball should be out because he knows Bond's gonna be running wide open right up here. Bond's open right there. He had space, separation. The guy gave him inside leverage. He's open. So right there. Actually, no. See, the safety the safety's beat right there. The safety was trying to force him outside. Bond beats him inside, right, with the separation. You can see his hips. Right there, he's beat. So Bond's open. I think if I'm Shedeur, that ball should be out. You got to throw that ball right out in front, right here. And he would have had him. And that might have been a touchdown. If not a touchdown, it definitely been a big shot. It would have been a big play. So I think that's one. I think this comes with more, again, more comfort, more repetition. But that's a play that I saw him. I've seen him make that play in college even. He just didn't pull the trigger. I think right there, that ball he should be going to throw that ball right now. All right, he had time. I get the guys coming right there, but he still had that extra second or two to throw that ball out. That ball should have been thrown right out right here. Boom. So that's a miss there from Shedeur, right? I like that he's trying to extend the play, but that's not an ideal play you want to make there where the guys stop and it's basically a jump ball with little Isaiah Bond. It can easily be intercepted, right? I don't like that. So you got to take the play at hand, right? How it's designed to execute. And it's open right there. He's open. I mean, he's just got to throw it out in front, but he misses him right there. And I think that's one he'll want back. But again, stepping up in the pocket and delivering the ball. That's all it comes down to. And the last play from this one right here, he takes a sack for 10 yards. And it's funny about this game. It's like the plays where he had a clean pocket, he didn't deliver the ball where it needed to or didn't execute it properly. And then the plays where he got sacked or the offensive line didn't hold up. Nobody was open. Guys are open, but he wasn't able to deliver the ball because the line didn't hold up. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like guys are open, and some guys aren't. I think right here what he could do a little differently. Again, you don't want to take a sack. I get it's 4th and 16. You're trying to make something out of nothing. Let's look at the sideline view here, right? So this is after the miss to Isaiah Bond. And obviously a lot of long developing routes. He's looking down the field. Nobody's really open. He's got a guy coming to his face now. The only thing I think he's got to do differently in this scenario is just don't take the sack ever. You can't take the sack. I think what he should do right here, he understands the Joker's going to release out here, right? Check. He's going to go out. If I'm Shedeur, if you don't like what you see, you see this guy coming right here. Shedeur's just got to step to the right, just throw this ball, right? Just step and throw it to the Joker. Just throw it on him. Let him catch it. Let him get down. let's not take a sack here, right? Let's try to get a punt the ball and pin them in their own territory. So again, that's another learning lesson I think for him. Towards the offensive line, though, they've been getting killed a lot of these stunts all year, these twist stunts and stuff like that. They do not do a good job here of communicating off of those. And DePatonio should have tagged this guy right here, and he didn't. Poacher should have stuck with him. So the offensive line needs that's a complete rebuild coming in the offseason. But they have not been doing a good job of communication this year, understanding who's picking up who on certain stunts, and they have been all over the place, very inconsistent. It does not help your rookie quarterback at all. Where a lot of times they're going to be laying right here in the dirt on a sack. So, but I think the only thing Shedeur could do differently right there, again, just right here, once you see him coming, just all right, go to the right, hit your check down, just get the ball. He's there, just throw it to him. Even if he's not open, just throw the dirt towards him so you don't take the sack. I think that's a learning lesson for him right there. But with that, that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you like, subscribe, share all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.